Alrighty, welcome to Pirates of Veth'Arden, episode 6. Do a recap real quick. So, last time, we started with Sai experiencing a very vivid dream, her memories from the Blightwood, where she witnessed her mother throwing out and banishing certain members of the Blightwood. Sorry, stuff was trying to pull up. Mysterious voice spoke about roots buried deeper than blood, causing Sai to wake frantically as dawn broke over the black waltz. Docked in Milas, while Terhuk was completing his night watch. You all began your morning routines, with Azric requesting a checkup from Dr. Desmond, who jokingly offered to replace the captain's hand with a hook. After thoroughly searching the ship's quarters, discovering a few hidden compartments containing some assorted clothing, silks, and mysterious letters from a Finnick Cole to a woman named Alari, you also found a ledger detailing slave trafficking operations and a vial of Night Mother's Mercy, which could simulate death for up to an hour, in which almost immediately Desmond tried convincing Darian to use it on himself as a practical joke. At the Lantern Bazaar, a floating market illuminated by thousands of colored silks and lanterns, a few of you sought supplies. You met Jahari, a merchant with flaming orange eyes and gold-capped teeth, who sold you all healing potions and some red root salves. In an impulsive moment, Sai consumed a draught of explosive luck, which immediately caused her to explode in a storm of confetti and turned her hair neon green, and which it is still neon green, requiring Terhuk to heal her with lay on hands. You all then encountered Korik Droon, a dragonborn artillery merchant, who offered you all a naval cannon that sadly you could not quite afford. Later that day, representatives from the Scarlet Omen, Skyla Froshier and Trevor Indell, visited to coordinate your guys' approach to Glassfire Cove. They agreed to sail in 2 days, with the Black Waltz departing first for stealth purposes. As evening fell over Milas, you all dispersed through the city. Desmond earned gold while performing medical work, received a mysterious invitation to Dock 48, while Terhuk gathered intelligence in taverns about ships in the Ashen Oath, gaining a favor from a sailor named Gorvin Dryas, for which we have not explored what he did for that favor. Darian earned significant coinage performing in taverns across the city, gaining the nickname Painted Blade of the Waltz, though whispers suggest someone was seeking him with more ill of intent. So, as we come back in, we find our crew on the deck of their ship in Dock 17. It is currently the day of which the Scarlet Omen and Oath are making their departure. And it was discussed that you would go and do a slight briefing with them at Dock 32. Yes, Dock 32, before you all departed. It is a 4-day journey to Glassfire Cove by ship along the northeastern coast. So, what is it that you guys are doing in the immediate morning before you all depart for Glassfire Cove?
I'd say, well, we would definitely need to be checking rations to make sure that we are fully stocked up for the amount of travel that we're going to be taking, because it's going to probably be, at minimum, sounds like 8 days before we get the chance to actually get more. And then we also need to send a messenger over to our compatriots.
Yep, so you all went out shopping earlier this week and got like a 12-day worth of food and drink and supplies, so you guys should be fine for about 12 days out on the sea.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's what I was going to mention, that Teruka's going to be taking note of the stock and basically jot down exactly what they have in his little notebook that he always has on his person. Making sure that he's keeping track of everything that's being used, that's going missing, and actually doing his job.
Yeah, after
Going-
that's happened.
So go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Desmond would make sure to check over his stocks before he would be heading back to the ship, especially since he did go out triage people. He'd also try and stock up on something that might help with nausea, knowing that he does happen to have someone who tends to have a bit more of the nausea with them. And then anything else he might seem necessary to help treat people, especially going into combat, which might happen with our next job.
Okay. Going through the supplies, you guys still have enough food and drink for about 11 to 12 days of journey on the sea, as long as you ration properly. As for medical supplies, you guys actually found a crate of medical supplies that seemed like they were using it as a front for their actual shipping operations. And with that being the case, you do have a lot of the things that you're looking for. For seasickness specifically, or nausea, you have plenty of dried marin root. So marin root is a well-known root herb that is used to soothe upset stomachs and nausea and the like. As for things for going into battle, do you have like something specific that you're looking to gain, like prior to battle?
Things that would. So particularly, what I want is any type of anything that help me like stabilize someone when they're close to death, or make sure that like the worst isn't gonna happen when if and when something happens. So like maybe anything to stop profuse bleeding, or anything that might be used. Oh, right, that was my toe. Anything that might be used to help stabilize someone, so we can get them like better treatment if we need to.
Yeah, it'll be easy enough to restock up your medicine kit suitcase that you take everywhere.
Sounds good enough.
So you should be good on that front. I know Sai had a list of things. Yeah, so Sai, for the items that you needed to go get, if you could just mark off 3 gold, that would cover you for those.
Okay.
So, who will be the messenger to go to the Scar?
I'd probably be sending Terhook.
Alright. And Terhook will basically be honored.
Is there any specific information you're wanting Terhook to relay to them?
I mean, we discussed it with them when they came to us that we'd be sailing out first and that they'd be following shortly behind us.
Yep, I just didn't know if there was anything on top of that that you wanted to discuss prior to not seeing each other again until you get to Glassfire Cove.
Not that I could think of.
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna regret that, but not that I could think of.
We're definitely gonna regret that.
No, it's all
if
good. It's not like I asked 3 times for a reason.
Well, if he thinks of something, he could tell him more.
Alright, sounds good. Terhook's thoughts are gonna sound a lot like other people here in just a minute, I think. Alright, so, Terhook, you are heading to Dock 32.
Mm-hmm. He is. And does he see, like, he's gonna basically, like, go around to make sure he's not being followed.
Okay, so are you gonna try to be stealthy then?
Actually, yeah, you know what? Terhook will definitely try to do that.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
Mm-hmm. Sure thing.
Alrighty. So, as you depart from your mooring,
Mhm.
you make your way eastward down the main boardwalk. As you slip from the edge of the black waltz, the soft light of dawn still clinging to the alleys of Milos, your boots barely scuff the weathered stones as you keep to the shadowed sides of buildings and cutting through different smaller alley lanes, not yet stirring to life. You duck beneath a hanging tapestry marking a spice vendor stall, vanish into a narrow passage that runs parallel to the lantern wharf. With a 15, as you move quietly, not perfectly unseen, but certainly forgettable, eyes that might have noticed you quickly turn away, distracted by their early tasks or the lingering haze of revelry the night before. Keeping a careful pace, pausing occasionally in alcoves or at fountain corners to survey the path around you. As you near Dock 32, you see the masts of the Scarlet Omen rising like spears in the early light. No clear sign of pursuit. But just once, your gaze catches a flicker of movement across the rooftops. Possibly a gull crab or maybe something more. It's gone before you can fix onto it. But there's an itch in the back of your head that remains. But for now, it appears you have arrived relatively undetected.
Alright.
Let's pull you over here to Dock 32. I'm sure you can work out which one the Scarlet Omen is.
It can't be the red one, can it?
It is
Nope.
the red one.
It is definitely not the red one.
I said it's the green one. Okay.
What are we doing?
Alright, before I do anything, Azric did mention the captain's name, right?
Yes,
Yep.
it is
That's
Kelrin
Kelrin.
Zeril. Azric probably referred to him as Old Man Kel, because that is what everybody refers to him as.
Okay, he's just gonna use that since that's assuming the pirate name that he's going with. Okay. Alright, so Taruk is just gonna approach them casually.
Okay.
As if like he's supposed to be here, type of thing. And he is supposed to be here since Azric sent him.
As you approach, clearing over some tar-covered crates and barrels and coming onto Dock 32, you're scanning the perimeter and your breath catches. Can you roll a history check with advantage for.
With advantage, okay. Oh,
That's a natural 20, boy.
boy.
There. Half shrouded on the deck of the Scarlet Omen.
Mm-hmm.
Obsidian skin with violet undertones. Raven feathered mantle catching breeze. And the glint of a silver coin rolling over deft fingers.
Mm-hmm.
You see Val. Your stomach tightens. The last time you saw her, you were barely more than a boy. Knees caked in mud, eyes wide, with desperate calculations of survival. She wasn't much older then, but already much more dangerous. Already someone that Orlon favored. A crow, quiet, lethal, and unshakable. You had only crossed paths twice. Once during a delivery to a safe house, where your eyes met for a moment too long, and once more aboard a cutter on the Dagger Shoals, where she had wordlessly intervened as another crow reached to discipline you for speaking out of turn. You remember the coin she's fiddling with, the same one, a crow signal, subtle but known. Tap once, shift posture, eyes on. She hasn't changed much, still cloaked in shadow, still watching, but now she's standing on the ship of the crew that is supposed to be helping you on your next endeavor. You probably
And
stiffen a little bit, this recognition settling in your gut.
Taruk does. It takes a moment or two to compose himself, as the shock is pretty much visible on his face. Though he quickly tries to hide such shock and try to make sure that everything's all right type of expression. When he looks at Val, does she seem like she belongs? Does she seem like a stranger to the other sailors?
No, the rest of the crew seems to be, interacting fine with her. She's helping load supplies and the like. You start to think, is she still a crow? Is she like you? Does she remember who you are? Your fingers brush the hilt of your blade for a moment out of instinct before you stop yourself. She hasn't seemed to notice you yet. But you know that if she did and did recognize you, if she wanted you dead, you'd be hard-pressed to avoid it.
Yep. Alright, we're gonna take a risk here. I'm gonna basically approach I'm assuming this is the guard that's blocking the
Yeah, that's
weapon.
Trevor. You met him yesterday. He was with the other
Trevor.
with
With
Skyla when they came to visit you.
Skyla, yes, Skyla, yeah. Alright, I will approach Trevor and with a smile say, "Greetings."
Greetings.
Yes. as
You all
know.
heading out already?
Well, it does seem like that. We are going to be heading out, and as planned, last night we will head out, and you shall follow suit after us. I also do have an inquiry to make sure that no change of plans since yesterday. Everything seems to be in order.
I mean, nothing's changed on our part, mate, but like I said, if you all want to head out ahead of us, I guess we'll see you in about 4 days, maybe 4 days and a half. Just don't get yourselves killed. We'll be about 2-3 miles behind you, so you might see us on the horizon for a little bit, but I can't promise our ship's gonna keep up with anything that you have going on in your small cutter.
Right then. If possible, in case we do get into some sort of issues while on the ground, or if something does happen, is it possible for you to send a scout your way in order to find us if necessary? Only if necessary, of course. I would like to take some precautions in case we do get somehow split up or we're not unable
Right.
to get into contact.
He turns around. Val, come here.
To be honest, I'll walk into that one.
He leaps
did.
over. I need you to roll deception for me. Or performance. You can do deception or performance.
Darian, I need your help right now with performance right now. Let's see. Normal deception.
23. Let's see what Valendra gets. This one private. Okay. She kind of eyes you up and down for a moment. We're turning back to Trevor. What did you need? Give him a stone. She looks confused for a minute and then goes into a bag and pulls out this aetherite stone, but it's covered in runes. She hands it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't break it. With that,
Okay,
Trevor looks at you and goes, Elroy there, that stone, you can contact us. Once a day, it holds enough power for. It'll go to our corresponding stone that Val has.
All right, I appreciate you for helping us like this. I do, and thank you for the stone as well.
It's my pleasure. You seem familiar. Have we met before?
Not that I'm aware of, though. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. And he gives her a small little bow. And a nice friendly
Right.
smile.
I do hope you make it to your destination safe and sound. The sea's a dangerous
that
place. It would be unfortunate for us to find your wreckage on the way there.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate. So I do hope as well that we have calm seas and that we're able to get there safely. And for you too as well. And he gives him a small little another bow. Now, if you excuse me, unless there's something else that we'll need before this voyage.
I can't imagine anything else would need to be taken care of, but well, I have half a mind to send Val with you and just have her travel there with you, but we need her just as much as you might, so probably not the best idea, especially with the he kind of leans in, the tussle that she got in with your lass there on the ship.
Yes, I see. Well, no matter. It was nice meeting you, Val. And well, in case you ever need me, I have the stone here, and we shall check in as well once we reach the shores. Now, if you excuse me, and he once again gives them a little smile, and just calmly will try to walk away.
As you do, Val grabs your wrist. Are you sure we haven't met before? You seem awfully familiar.
Well, sometimes Aurelius's eyes do. Sometimes it can be a bit confusing, you know. But I'm afraid if you do have seen each other, it's only by passing.
I don't meet too many people in passing. But better not to dwell on it for the moment.
For the moment, it seems that hasn't been taken care of.
Well, hopefully your sails find good winds. He jumps back on the ship.
Druk just gives us a small sigh before composing himself. All right. Well, I'll see you all. Hopefully on the shore. And he gives Trevor once again a smile and a parting little wave for just calmly walking back towards his ship, Block 17.
Okay. Are you guys doing anything while Terhook is away?
No, just mainly. I'd just be making sure we're 100% ready to actually set sail and not getting ourselves into a pinch very quickly once we get to water.
Yeah, we don't want to hit the camp again.
Easy
I'm
enough to
making
do.
sure we got hammers and nails and boards.
You guys got plenty of like on the go repairs. As long as you don't have any major incidents, you should be fine. It isn't too much longer when Terhook arrives back at your guys' ship. Terhook, how are you looking as you approach the rest of your crew?
Well, Taruk does look troubled. He tries to hide it a little bit, but he does seem to, seems like there's something really on his mind, as there's a worry line on his face. Though, as he gets on the ship, the line of worry does fade a bit like a forced smile, as he confronts his companions. Well, it's done, at least. They know what's gonna happen, and apparently there's no, any last second issues that have arisen, so we should be all set for the current plan.
What else happened?
Well, and Taruk just like seems a bit more shifty than usual, but he goes, "Well, I did meet the elf that antagonized you, Sai.
Did she hurt you? Did she strike you?
No, nothing like that. I don't think she recognized me at all.
Oh,
Wait, recognized you?
Well, yes, recognized me, for I do know her to some extent. Or at
huh?
least, yeah, it's in the past though, in a passing manner.
Well, it's kind of not in my past when she wants to kill me.
As I said, I do know who she is in a certain way, but I am not a friend of hers. I am not even an acquaintance. I mostly just saw her in passing, and as I said, there's a reason why she doesn't recognize me.
No,
Insight check.
no.
Insight check.
Answer check.
Yeah, please roll insight
I'm
checks, and then
I'm
Terhook.
specifically trying to divine if Taruk is mentioning a former lover.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Oh boy.
The person she is describing is a
So, Terhook, whisper to
Yes.
me either deception or persuasion,
Oh.
Oh!
and then I guess at this point you just roll in the open if you want, because if you don't get a natural 20, you just divulge all the information to Darian.
Yeah,
That's
that's bad. Okay, I mean,
As a reminder, I'm specifically trying to figure out if
yes.
They
you're
boink.
lying about the acquaintance bit. That's it.
Ooh. Okay, that's nothing else. Alright.
Did you have a crush on her?
Yes.
Well, roll so we can find out. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. What's that? Deception or persuasion?
Well, are you lying or are you telling
no,
the truth?
I would say in this case,
Yeah.
you can just tell Darian whether or not you had a crush on this woman, or whether or not you boinked her. Because he's not rolling to see if you're lying about any other portion of your story.
Yeah.
But no, I do need you to roll a deception check.
It is
though.
what I specified
Alright,
before I made
deception.
the roll. So
Yeah, so I wanted to make sure if the crush meant.
Yeah, it's also a natural 20. So first, Terhook, did you have a crush on, or did you boink
Taruk did have a slight crush, yes.
Yeah, so it seems that there's more to Terhook's side of the relationship with the woman. But also, it seems that he is not nearly telling all of the truth about the matter in the current moment.
Uh,
Acquaintance. I
Can I
see.
can I get on with my bit?
Can you do what?
Can I get on with my bit?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was going, no, 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 no. If I had to tell all of my secrets, we're not keeping secrets on the ship. What? How do you know her?
Wait, who decided we're not keeping secrets?
That was decided the second that I had to divulge everything.
I never agreed to this.
Too bad. Taruk, how
Mhm.
do you know her?
Well, let's just say that. And Taruk just seems a bit more uneasy now. It mostly has to do with a part of my life that I regret. For as you see, paladins do not become paladins just because we want to do good. Or at least some of them do. But for me, at least, I am trying to do better than what I did back then.
Would you
And
stop
what I
dancing around the truth already and just spit it out, Tahook? We've
well,
still got a deadline to meet.
true. That is true. I guess it's just a bit difficult for me to talk about that. I was a crow for Roland. That's how
Which
I know
is, I guess, I don't know if I would know that. I mean, I would assume that I would know that.
Azric would know what a crow is. I need Sai would definitely not. I need Desmond and Darian to roll history checks. Desmond can roll with advantage.
Heck yeah,
Heck
Desmond
yeah.
with advantage.
You serve the black market clientele, so you would have a better
Crow?
chance of knowing this than Darian. Yeah, so
Crow?
Desmond,
What's that?
Desmond and Azric know what crows are. Do I need to explain what crows are?
No,
I can
no,
only pull up the World Anvil so quickly, so.
Alright, so Orlon Veskar, the pirate lord who rules over Reaper's Port, known as the Black Tide, employs a network of orphan children that he kidnaps and forces into servitude and trains to be spies and assassins for him. These are known as crows. He uses children because he can drop them off in pretty much any port, and an orphan child is not much to gawk at, so they make very good informants for him.
And because Taruk noticed like Sai's like confused expression. Is it like she's trying to hide it, or is she like fully like?
No, she has no clue what's going on, and she's kind of shocked that you know the woman that's like threatening her more or less, and you didn't say anything.
So, you were both crows.
Well, personally, I am not. Well, yes, we were crows. Yes, hey, we were.
And
Yeah.
you were a crow.
Were. That is true. Past tense. He's gonna look at Sai. A spy, assassin, for the pirate lord. He said simply just to shorten exactly what a crow is for Sai.
Yeah, I also don't want to, like, I want to point out, Terhook did not know her name was Valindra. All he knew her by was Val, and he knows what she looks like. That's why he recognized her when he saw her. You guys didn't take her to the bar with you that night, where if he would have gone, he would have recognized her there also.
Should have taken the hook.
Right.
But hey, I'm speaking truthfully that I did not really know that it was connected at all. If not, I would have said something. At least when it comes to your life.
That's fair. I'm sorry. I guess I'm just a little scared.
No, it's understandable.
I'm just
Something like
curious
that.
how you quit being a crow. Would
Well, maybe
imagine Orlon would be very happy to find out that you're not one anymore.
he may not, which is why I am trying to keep it on the down low, so to speak. More than that, it pains me to relive those memories, you see. But nonetheless, I will be happy to share that story once we're off. We have plenty of time out at sea, but we really should be pressing matters. Azrik, I asked for a send. This seems like to be a stone. You recognize the sending stone, right?
It is a sending stone, yes.
Right.
Yep.
All right. I have here a sending stone that will communicate directly to Val. That way we can keep in touch between the two ships if necessary.
Well, that's interesting. I guess while we're out at sea for the next 4 days, if Saya wants to get giddy, she could always have a conversation with the elf trying to murder her.
No. No,
I
no,
mean,
no.
it would be the safest, since she won't be able to attack you from way out.
This, I don't know if you know this. This is my first time ever having my life threatened.
Ah, it can't be a first. You've been out on the sea long enough at this point.
No, everybody on the ship was actually pretty nice to me.
Well, if you ever do change your mind, I will have the sending stone. Oh, unless, Azrik, you want the sending
You-
stone?
You can hold on to it as
And-
long as you don't fall overboard.
Don't. Well, hopefully I won't fall overboard this time.
You can swim, right?
I can. Yes, I can swim. Don't worry. I'll be fine.
And
Okay.
Sai,
Yes.
remember, if that elf does happen to get her hands on you, I would be willing to help you for a moderate charge. Just keep it in mind. And if you pay me in advance, I do even better service.
Oh, come now.
Uh,
We're not gonna let anyone get their hands on Sai. Not to murder her.
Oh, murder her,
Right.
never. How would she be able to pay me?
I'm going to throw you overboard for free, Desmond.
Yes, but then you wouldn't have a doctor, and you have a murderous elf on your tail. You sure that's the smartest idea?
I didn't say when.
Interesting.
Well,
And-
welcome.
Sai is currently planning and scheming in her brain for a prank.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Oh no.
And
And her
with
green hair.
that, we should probably be leaving port.
Hey,
Hi, Captain.
Are you ready to shove off?
Didn't think I'd have to say it twice.
Finally. This port
Sai
was
is gonna
getting
collect the
boring.
gangplank.
Darian will attempt to do something helpful.
Okay.
Farouk is gonna be-
Alright.
preparing the sails.
Alright, so. That. Why is this stuff not working? Other events. There. Save. Macro. Alright, look, it works.
Hey, it's favorable.
Oh, no, this
It
is
is
something that
deep.
you guys roll. I was just testing it. But you should, at the bottom of your screen, now have a weather events macro as well. As long as you have macros turned on. So, if, I don't know who wants to roll it, but somebody needs to roll on the weather events table. So, you guys can decide which one of you is going to roll for the first day of travel.
Bottom of what screen?
Oh, there it is. Rollable totem.
No, so at the top right, there's the 3 buttons right next between the speaker and the cog. If you click that, it'll bring up the macros.
Yeah, and you can,
Oh, there
there's
we
an
go.
option to show macro quick bar, and it'll put it at the bottom of your screen.
All it does is make a small space at the bottom of my screen. It is actually not visible for me,
Oh,
regardless
okay.
whether I have it on
Yeah,
or not.
that's same for me.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
it just moves all the pictures down there up like a
yeah, you
fucking
might
quarter inch, and
try
that's it.
you might try refreshing.
Okay.
Uh,
I will try and
Refreshing?
refresh right now then.
did
Nope.
not fix it.
Did not
Hmm.
fix it.
Okay.
No
Well,
macro
somebody-
quick bar.
Somebody
It
go into
said-
the macro and click on weather events. You can see them in the macros.
So roll.
Let's see here. I've rolled and Azric has rolled, so one of you 3 roll.
Oh,
Alright.
fuck.
You want to have my terrible luck? I can do it.
Thanks, Taruk.
Oh, you know, thanks. I'm so glad you did that. You know what?
So
You're
good.
within arm's reach. Give me a second.
Yeah. Oh, no.
So
Hit him. Do it again.
I just took 5. I just took 5 hit points. What's the damage?
Wait. Paras, is that a hate crime?
Yes, it is in fact a hate crime. Thank you very much. Just because I did it out
Knew
of
it.
malice.
alrighty then. So for unfavorable, I did forget to add the one in there, but that's fine. I did add the favorable, extremely unfavorable conditions in there. D100 for me. Either Tuhurk can roll it, or the next person can roll it.
Do you really want me to
You know
roll?
what? I'll do it. I'll do it. And I'm gonna roll terribly, guys. Ready?
Okay.
Our ship gets sunk.
$32. Okay.
That giggle scares me.
Got it. Set that up. There we go. All right. So as you all are rushing around the deck of the ship, getting everything ready to unmoor and begin your departure from Dock 17 and Milas. Are any of you guys doing anything specific to help Azric with his role to get the ship out of port?
Yeah, so for me specifically, at least, with the last time that we had to do this, I'm gonna go in the underneath area and start securing stuff down. I don't want to have to go and fight all of the furniture again. That was not a pleasant experience. And so battening things down and making sure things aren't gonna be flying around like last time.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a survival check for me, Desmond. Anyone else assisting? With every passing check that you guys do, Azric's DC for getting the ship out without hitting anything goes down. So
Taruk will
Without hitting anything.
assist. Without anything.
or without incident.
Yeah, Taruk will assist. That's when doing
This
so.
is bad.
10. Okay. What were you doing, Taruk?
He uses bubble gum to stick everything in place.
No. I was trying to secure things to like in the underneath area, like in the cabin
Desmond,
area. I'm trying to.
yeah, Desmond, you run in there and immediately trip, fall, and knock everything over.
Whoops.
Great.
No, you start batting things down, but with the shifting of the waters, and it seems that the waters are churning a bit more with some incoming weather, it is hard for you to get everything down there by yourself, but it sounded like Tarhuk was going to come help you, so Tarhuk, why don't you give me a survival check?
Sure.
Natural 1. 9!
Oh my
Oof.
god.
Oh no. We
With
can't
the
move.
both of you, it is still tough, but you are managing to get things bolted and solid down there enough to where it shouldn't be an issue at this moment. Anyone else doing anything to help with the unmooring of the ship?
I mean, I'll assist someone else who needs assisting.
I'll be
Okay,
helping. I'll be helping with oar duty.
Okay, so if you guys are both doing oar duty, then one of you can roll with advantage, or both of you can roll separately. What were you gonna say, Azric?
How about we untie some ropes? Start pulling some anchor.
Yeah, because otherwise that's just going to.
I think he meant to say that more as an order.
That was that wasn't that
That
was
was
a
an
Yeah,
Good
I'll,
one.
hey, loves.
I mean,
I'll get started on ropes.
okay, I'll assist him with ropes if he'll assist me with oaring when we get ready to leave port.
Okay.
Sure.
Since we're both above deck anyway.
All right. For ropes, you guys can either roll survival or sleight of hand.
Do you want to roll with advantage or do you want me to help?
Hold on. I forgot my sheet got closed out of. I can roll it with advantage.
Alright.
Sleight of hand.
So all of you except for Azric are rogues, so all of you should be good at sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand's actually my slowest score.
You're super slow at sleight of hand. Really good, but it takes you forever. Alright, so a 22. Easy enough. You guys managed to get all of the ropes and everything pulled in. You've worked together to get the anchor pulled up, and you are now in prime position to start pushing yourselves away from the dock so you don't hit it on your way out. I guess we'll see how that goes. For oars, I need athletics checks.
Okay. I guess I'll roll with advantage since you rolled before. Or do you want to roll with me?
Up to you. My athletics aren't particularly great, but I don't think
Mine
anyone's
either.
here is.
You know what? I think we should all be doing some oars after we finish the underneath.
We all boring.
I think we should all oar together. How do y'all feel about that?
Orgy.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Ah.
Guys,
Oh
it's
my
time. It's time to head
Sorry.
for. Guys, it's time to head for another port. Let's start our weekly orgy.
I don't want to be
I'm ordered.
whining adult.
I saw
All
the thing
right,
that
so
came in
that
my
is an
brain and out of my
immediate,
mouth.
immediate -2.
No.
Okay, so everyone, we need to roll. We need as many rolls as we
That's
can.
true.
Athletics checks for anyone who's oaring. Anyone who's a
we're
part of
not
this
oaring.
orgy.
This hurts.
Yay,
True.
Taru!
Or in the
Yeah,
shit out of
true.
things.
Wait, it's a -2. It's a -2. I'll also oar. Let's do this. Heck yeah.
All right, man, Terhook, this is a lot of weight on your shoulders. As they're, it feels like they're just like splashing the top of the water with their oars. You're the only one making solid contact with anything. As you push the entire ship away from the dock.
Jeez, Taruk's arm's gonna be gonna be messed up.
All right, I
Or
need
you can just rip.
I need a sailing check from Mr. Azric.
A sailing check? Like a...
Yeah, so you can use God, what was I about to say? You can use survival or do. I will let you use survival or yeah, just use survival.
Well,
Oh,
Hey.
into the port.
everything's
There-
going so wrong.
Is a moment as you guys are moving away from port, and Terhook, you have the full weight of this ship on your shoulders while everyone else is slapping water with sticks. And as you do, Azric, you see your chance and start taking the rudder to kind of start to back out as the entire front of the Black Waltz just heavily scrapes against the end of the dock as you push out into the main area of the Tsubame no Ura Bay. Your guys' ship has taken some damage.
Oh my
It's
god.
not going well. Anyone else want to stay here?
I think we live here now.
There now. It's land safe.
Yeah, so
Actually, maybe
your
we
ship.
should, get gone before they try and make us pay for any damages to the dock.
Somebody roll 1d20 for me, please.
I'm not rolling.
Not
after
me.
this.
Not me.
No.
You
I
want
think
this
we're
to be low. Alright, the ship takes
Oh.
14 points of
Oh.
damage.
Oh, who rolled that? Oh, now you're rolling
Whoa.
hot.
Not enough to cripple
Yeah.
her, and not enough to put any holes in the hull. So, as you guys get out into open waters, the sky above starts to become sullen, streaked with low-hanging slate clouds that cling to the morning, and the rising sun's golden glow fights in vain to pierce through this shrouded veil. Scattering pale light across the damp timbers and shimmering water around you. A sharp, persistent wind rolls in off the bay, tugging at the sails and snapping lines taut with restless urgency. You all move with determination, we'll say. Tightening lashings, checking lines, and exchanging brief nods as you are cast off from Dock 17. Air thick with brine and pitch and foreign spices, fragrant traces of the distant lands and uncertain destinations of all the visitors to Milos. Stirred by the bustle of harbor life and the groaning lullaby of the creaking gangplanks, the sound begins to fade as Azric, you stand at the helm, coat fluttering behind you, eyes sweeping across the port one final time as you begin to see the city silhouette slowly leave your sight. So, Black Waltz now broke from her berth and slipping forward into the waters of Subame no Ura. Your hull starts carving a wake through the sea's waves. By early afternoon, the ship's rhythm has settled into a steady cadence of ocean travel. Watch rotations, shifted meals, and you all making ready for the coming days at sea. So, as you guys are exiting Subame no Ura, let's switch you over to our normal ship map. Go. Why are you guys?
We lost that at sea. Rip.
There we go.
There we are.
You guys are making good headway. There are some good winds at your back, though it does seem like a storm is slowly rolling in over the area, but you might just beat it.
Totally not my fault.
That's one thing that I want to do real quick. What do you think, Azric, lends itself more to your ship sailing skills? What ability? Wisdom? Intelligence? Dexterity?
Probably wisdom or dexterity.
All right, now you actually have a sailing check that you can do. It's under your tools.
Look at that.
So,
Do you want me to click
as I will have you click it in just a moment. As you all are moving and mingling about the ship, the waves cresting, the dark clouds slowly rolling in, I need 2 people to roll perception checks. 2 people who would be in charge of keeping watch around you above deck.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Damn it. Okay, I'll do one of the rolls.
I forgot that they were in the same room for a minute there. That really confused me because I was waiting for like rolls to happen.
Okay, so what was I doing? Perception?
Perception from 2 people.
Okay, so I'll do one, so
17.
I'll give her-
Who's doing the other?
Who's
Yep,
doing the other?
Azric, has he like a personal assign? With who
Does Azric, are you asking if Azric has a personal assistant?
That would be
Yes.
Sai.
That would be Sai.
All right.
Sai, you want to roll a perception check for me?
Yeah, I'm working on that. Um,
8. So, Desmond. It's late afternoon as you're keeping watch. You spot something. Just a flicker at the edge of your vision. A ship. Distant. Silent. No pennant. No signal lights. Too far to read its silhouette, yet unmistakably there. A pale blot on the horizon. After a few moments, it vanishes into haze, then returns. The pattern repeats, uncanny in its precision. The shape appears, disappears, returns again. always keeping just enough distance to avoid clear identification, like a ghost threading the edges of your vision, never quite touching it. Conversations go on above deck, and glances stretch longer towards the sea. Each reappearance chips away at your comfort for the moment. Are you guys doing anything in the immediacy?
So you're saying I see this and it's behind us, like following us?
Yes.
Who's on the helm currently?
It'd be me.
Do a barrel roll.
No, so what I'd do, I'd hover to the helm and I'd approach Azric. Captain,
Yes, Desmond?
you wouldn't happen to have someone who could take over momentarily, would you?
Darian!
Hey, on it.
Captain, come this way. And I'd take him over to wherever I was on the deck when I started to see it. And I'd like make it so like we're having like a casual chat, like not making it so if anyone with like a telescope would like be looking at us would notice it. Take a look over yonder that way, and not really pointing, but like kind of like making like a stretching motion, but like having one arm a bit more like jutted out a bit.
Yeah, well, I need you guys to roll either stealth or performance.
Okay, which one would you like to do? Oh, Captain, my Captain, would you rather performance or stealth this?
You say stealth or performance?
Yeah.
I'm... It's whatever you want, Desmond.
Sure, I'll try and be stealthy about this then.
Okay.
I'm not stealthy at all.
Okay, so Desmond very nonchalantly, but clearly very chalantly, is trying to get you to look at something in the horizon. Pointing
I'll
it out.
give her a side eye.
Yeah. Pointing it out, you very clearly see what he is trying to show you. A ship far in the distance, too far to really identify without some sort of spyglass or telescope. But as soon as it appears, it slowly drifts beyond the horizon before a few minutes later reappearing again, as if it's tailing you from as far as possible.
I don't very much like being tailed. It gives me a lot of bad memories in the back alleys.
Well, I will say that it wouldn't be our acquaintances. They wouldn't be able to stay caught up that way. And I hate to say I'm rather familiar with this tactic.
What do you say we do, Captain?
Well, we got a couple options. We either cut over and make it extremely obvious that they're following us and come up with a plan from there, or we slow down and have a chat. Either they'll stop too, or they'll come up on us.
Neither sounds like a very good idea.
Well, if we get followed into a cove and we get pincered from the front and the back, it wouldn't be very great either.
These options are really leaving one wanting for more. Should we ask the rest of the crew?
Well, we might as well. Everyone,
Hey,
it seems that we've got somebody on our tail that is not friend or foe, possibly, but they are definitely following us and keeping us at a close distance. Can't tell you exactly what they're doing, but I'm familiar enough with how the Howling Tempest hunts its prey, and it's the exact same way. They wait for dark and then they hunt. And if they're performing the same action, then they'll be upon us faster than that we would realize in the dead of night. They'd cut out their lights very quickly, and they'd be next to us before we realized where they really were. And we've only got a few options. We either make it obvious that they're following us, or we slow down and we have a chat with them once they get upon us. Either way, it's most likely going to be a fight, but like I just told Desmond, if we wait until we get into the cove, we're more likely to have somebody at our front and at our heels. And that's not exactly something that I'd like to have.
So we either flee or attempt to flee, or we slow down and let them have a chat with us.
Or has anybody seen a spyglass on this blasted fucking boat? I cannot
think-
remember if I did or not.
I think that's what I would have remembered.
I will let 3 of you
Okay.
roll a history check with disadvantage. And if any of you pass, then one of you have seen a spyglass on the ship.
Let me look at my notes to see whether or not I saw a spyglass too.
He doesn't trust us.
So who?
No, it's not.
First of all, you guys have not seen a spyglass. Believe me,
Okay.
I've told you everything that was on the ship. However, it is a ship. There could be a spyglass. So in the event that one of you passes this history check, I'll let 3 of you roll. Then a spyglass is on the ship.
With disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
Well,
One
Desmond, have you
one
seen
of
a
you can
spyglass
roll.
around here?
So one of you can roll with advantage, but then only 2 of you are rolling. So one person with advantage and one person with disadvantage.
I think that may be the
gonna roll?
best. Yeah, go
Uh,
this one.
Yeah, I'd give up a roll to give Desmond his advantage. I mean, he was the one that scoured the ship more than anybody else.
Mhm.
That's true, I have. Alright, and then what am I rolling history said? Let us go ahead. Oh, Jesus. Alright. Let's go. That's not bad.
Okay.
Who else is rolling?
That's good. I guess me. Maybe.
I'd say everyone that
Oh.
ransacked the ship should roll.
Yeah, I think so. It
Yeah.
should be Darian.
Yeah. While Desmond and Darian are trying to recall a spyglass, Tahook, would you care to give our dearest elfin assassin a call?
Hey, I shall
At
do
least
that.
let them know what we're seeing, and I mean, at best it could be them, and at worst they could at least investigate. Though it could mean that our backup will not arrive the way that we wish, but I'd rather not have the backup in time than for us to get pincered this way.
Hey, good thinking, Captain. I shall do exactly that. And
The
he's
sending
gonna
stone gives you 25 words, Tarhuk.
Oh yes, 25 words. Okay, let me.
Desmond, you weren't going to tell anybody. You actually pocketed a spyglass that you found in the captain's quarters when you were doing your full ship walk down while everyone else was at the market.
Yeah, that tracks. Desmond's over in the corner. He's just kind of mulling over this. He's gonna pull open like his coat just slightly, not letting anyone else really see what's inside of it, because he probably has a lot of randomly acquired stuff, right?
Yeah.
And he's just gonna pull out the spyglass.
Imagine that. The dear Desmond has a spyglass in his coat.
It's very necessary for triages. You'd understand.
I don't.
Is it?
So I'm gonna take the spyglass. And so it's behind us.
Yeah, but not coming from the direction of Milas.
Okay, are we more like,
So instead of coming from like the southwest, it's
side?
coming from the southeast. And you guys are sailing northeast currently.
So it would be southern port side?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna come down here kind of at the base of the steps to where I can use the spyglass without being 100% spotted. And try to get a looky-loo at what the ship is.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. You can roll investigation or perception.
Investigation or perception? We'll go investigation.
Well then.
Oh,
I've rolled twice and they're both nat ones.
oh look, it's a
Please don't drop
fishing
my
kit.
spyglass. Please don't drop my spyglass.
You guys hear whop.
Kaplunk.
No, as you look through the spyglass, you're caught very off guard, Azric. You know the ship is there, but it's nothing but darkness. For as far as you can see, just a deep black void. Desmond, watching this, you see your captain looking through a spyglass with the cap still on the end of it.
I'm gonna walk over and say this to him. Captain, I think I need to recheck you after that last incident. You seem to be a bit touched in the head. And then I'm gonna remove the end cap.
Thank you, Desmond.
I'll see you sometime later. I'm definitely rechecking you out. You seem to have some sort of mild concussion.
You can roll investigation again, but the DC is higher this time.
Oh my god. I'm just gonna hand the spyglass to Desmond. You fucking look at it.
You know, maybe that's for the best, Captain.
Try not to let them see you.
You know, at this point, Captain, I don't think that's very important, but I'll try my best.
And I'm gonna go over by Terhook, as he's supposed to be calling her.
Investigation, right?
Yeah. Investigation or perception.
Yeah, I'm going investigation. I'm gonna try and look. I'm gonna double check to make sure the end is off, just, you know, in case.
Yeah, it's still in your other hand.
Sighs of relief. Looks through it.
$18. All right. Oh god. So, as you look through the spyglass into the wavering blur of the horizon, I just had stuff. I think it was. Says I'm streaming.
Yeah, stream's still live.
Okay. Anyway, you see the silhouette. A sleek hull, blackened and low, with sails drawn tight against the wind, moving like a shadow on the horizon. You don't see a name or a banner on the ship, but its figurehead is unmistakable, even at a distance. A grim, skeletal worm with its jaws wide open, its spine arched back in what seems like an eternal screaming position, reaching towards the waves as if seeking to consume everything in its path. The faint shimmer of burned paint across its hull gives the impression of scorched bone beneath obsidian plating.
Oh. So you're saying it's a ghost ship?
Didn't say that.
It's looking like one. I don't know.
Does
Do I like? So, for all of my time in ports, have I ever seen a sinister looking boat like this of any type of make?
Yeah. Some people get a little bit overzealous with their ship designs.
All right, let me be more specific. Have I seen this specific boat before? I think I would remember if I've ever seen this one.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a history check for me. Do you tell anyone else what you see?
Not yet, not unless I know if I actually recognize it or not.
Hey,
Mhm.
Kuro,
Yes.
you're sharing the screen of the Roll20 where we can see everything.
Oh.
Just so, you don't accidentally share it later on when we actually need something to.
Is that better?
That is better.
Also, rolled my history.
Okay. You've heard of a vessel like this. And it is that of the Ashen Blades.
Oh, great. Oh, Captain.
Yes, Desmond?
Ashen Blades.
The Ashen Blades. Well,
Any idea why they'd be after us?
I could probably name a few. Most likely.